Oh. Yeah, no,
Oh, I talked to her about 1 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't have asked.
on Monday. So then I was like, we should be out before 1 p.m. And her thing, she said everything's going to be okay.
I know, but then I talked to her today.
I think we should go over the isolation. Yeah.
If not, let's do it again. That's so long. Am I still gonna be late? Because I don't prefer that.
When I got there, the room, like,
I think we actually.
so I did open the windows and stuff like that.
Some of her stuff, and I have a chair, a table, and some people in my truck.
For everyone to make it 6 to 8 a.m. midnight practice.
So you give me something, and like everyone's complaining. Yes.
No, I was crashed out. Like, I'd rather do 10. I'm already up. I was crashed out. Well, you would have been early. I stay up when I feel like you left.
I mean, we only got 10 days.
Very familiar.
You're pretty much graduated from the campus.
Oh, no. And I had to scrape my car. I started this shit 20 minutes ago. I checked my report. That's where I have to have. I was looking for like
I'll have to, but because like some schools require.
But that's just something to me, like for practice, I like it, I'll show up like 40 minutes. Oh, yeah. So, just so I can like, I can get my chatting out of the way, I can get my shoes on.
You are a chatter.
Yeah, I know. When I literally came in. I always wear practice boots. I liked it.
I studied for so, don't be.
late for any kind of thing. Or holding my results down. Because my doctor was told me after
I would love to go.
oh, I could argue? No, we're not arguing. We're not arguing. I think it's like bad things, obviously. So then if you go like, okay, like, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go to like next month, probably. And then you gotta delete the shows. Their own like arms. Like, they're not like oh wait, it's $35.
30, only 35?
Well, actually, my probation was probably the same. They got selected, you lost it over here. With that, I don't know.
I forgot your first, I got you.
Sorry, I was reading.
It's really expensive. Oh, yeah, like, I spent like $8
Yes. No.
I was saying.
What?
Whoa. Alright.
No, like just like getting
Oh,
like rust on the sides of it, not those.
Bro, you want to know the first thing Jonathan did? When we were strong, we actually even met in person yet, and me and Devin were like, and thinking of Lord, I'm gonna keep it for and then
Let's see the Blackhorn Forest for this plan. Like, do you see any content there?
You're supposed to go.
Okay, thank you.
But the arrow's down for you. Right by home plate right there.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
It's messed up.
Yeah. Right there.
Down.
Right by home page, the arrow that pointed down.
Oh no, the arrow on the side. On the side.
the blue bar.
Oh, over here?
There it's different, my bad.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering, where did it go?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, how's Kristen now? She told me one day, she said, that he has a big. I was like, oh, the way, she like, something about like.
she said like that. And I asked her next, what did you ask? No. I guess. I yell at her every day.
I don't know.
It is what it is, right? Well, good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Pretty good, first day of class? All right, good. Well, welcome. This is microbiology. Was it biology 326? So, I'm your instructor. My name is Dr. June Suji, and feel free to address me by my first name, which is Dr. June, which is pronounced just like the month of June. Okay, so Dr. June. We're going to start with some introductions today. So I will go first. So in your introduction, please share your name for the rest of the class. Say something about yourself. I assume some of you are involved with different campus activities. maybe sports or whatever, and maybe something else that's fun, something other than a sport, other than something outside of the school that's kind of fun to talk about. So again, I will go first while you're thinking about that. I am new to Adrian College, so I actually started in October. So I've been here for, I believe it's now 3 months, but part of that is actually Thanksgiving and Christmas break, so I can factor that in. Before that, well, I'm actually currently I'm the director of the Institute for Health Studies. So some of you may be interested in health-related fields. So feel free to reach out to me, and I can help you with your career plans. Prior to Adrian College, I actually worked 31 years at Siena Heights University. I was actually a dean over there, a dean of STEM. And I taught microbiology for about 10 years or so for both Siena Heights and also for Jackson College. So it's a really fun course because you get to play with microorganisms and grow them and get some very quick results. So we're going to start in the back. So I know. So we're going to start in the back. So again, because this is a relatively large room, try and speak up a little bit so everyone can hear you.
I'm Emily Goldcraft. I'm on the acrobatics and tumbling team, and I have a pet bunny.
Oh, cool. What's your bunny's name?
His name is Mr. Mustachio.
Oh, that's right. Nice.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super fun. All right. Well, welcome, Emily.
I'm Zach Patterson. Originally came here for hockey, but I don't do any sports right now. I'm in teak, and I have a cat.
Okay. And the cat's name?
Tito.
Tito. Super cool. Super cool. Welcome, Zach.
My name's Colin Whaley. I play hockey here, and I have a dog. Her name's Millie. She's my best friend.
All right, very good. Welcome, Colin.
My name is Maxim Sorrell. I also play hockey here, and I have 2 dogs. I have a Husky, Thor, and a Malamute, Lola.
Cool, very cool. Ooh, raising the bar with
My name is Brady Desidrew. I also play hockey here, and I got 3 Yorkie dogs.
Oh.
Just keeps getting better.
And their names?
Lulu, G, and Smokey.
Excellent. Well, welcome, Brady.
Hi, I'm Mallory Wood. I currently do not do a sport, and I unfortunately do not have a pet at the time, but I used to have a dog named David.
What do you want 4 pets?
Well, I have an honorary dog, that counts.
Okay, very cool. All right.
I'm Ryan Hardy. I'm on the bass team, and I have a dog named Zoe and a cat named Molly.
Very good. Welcome, Ryan.
Okay, I'm Emily Jarrett. I'm a commuter, and I have 3 Rottweilers.
Ooh, and their names?
Medusa, Xena, and Thora.
Good. Welcome, Emily.
I'm Addie. I'm on the dance team and the golf team. I'm also in Cayo. I have 2 cats and a dog. I have the cat's names are Daxter and Riley, and my dog's name is Rena.
I love these names. Very creative. Welcome, Addie.
I'm Adam Grzywinski. I play baseball here. I don't have any pets, but I like to play golf in my free time as well.
One more fun thing about yourself.
One more fun thing?
One more thing.
I like to ski in the winter.
Okay, that's awesome. Very good, Adam.
Yeah, my name is Blessing Dewey. I'm from Zimbabwe. I think I can say ever since I got here, I haven't gone back home yet. So I think this I don't know if it's a fun thing or not, but I think that's something that I can just share. But I'm doing good. I'm honestly fine. Not missing home. I'm perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay, Blessing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
My name is Aiden Schrader. I play lacrosse here, and I have a dog and a cat.
And their names, Aiden?
Randy and Winnie.
Randy and Winnie, nice. Welcome.
My name is Brady Packer. I'm on the wrestling team here. Just got into some.
And welcome, Brady.
My name is Allie Harshberger. I moved here from Florida, and I have a cat named Freya.
Ooh, cool. Welcome.
My name is Grace Lasarsky. I show horses, and I have 7 animals at home. So.
7, I think that's the bar. Can you share a little about
I have
7?
2 horses, 2 cats, and 3 dogs.
And their names?
The horses are Jameson and Ava, and the cats are Clover and Juniper, and then the dogs are Charlotte, Nellie, and Dutch.
Nice. I like Juniper.
My name's Hannah Lish. I'm on the basketball team here, and I have 1 dog named Abby.
All right, very good. Welcome.
My name's Kira Stack. I'm on the hockey team, and I have a dog named Bauer.
Oh, I like that. Welcome, Kira.
My name is Megan Tierney. I'm on the lacrosse team here, and I have a dog named Milo.
All right, Milo. I like that. Welcome again.
I'm Hannah Walker. I play on the softball team, and we got a puppy this Christmas.
Aw, hard to beat a puppy. All right.
I'm Ava, and I'm on a lacrosse team, and I really like to go hiking.
Oh, okay. No pets.
I do have pets, but I just,
Oh,
I don't know.
something different. I like hiking too. Yeah.
I'm Anthony. I'm from Washington and I love skiing. I got a dog too. Lucy.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, welcome.
Nice.
Welcome everyone. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but I forgot to mention, but I am recording the class session. So for example, if you get ill, you can't. Don't come to class, basically, if you're ill. I want you to get well. And so you can always watch the recording afterwards, or if you have a game or something like that, and you can't attend for that reason either, then we have that for you as well. So that's the reason why I do record, and I will post. I think you saw I put that link there on the Blackboard course. So hopefully you are more used to using Blackboard than I am. Can find these kinds of things more easily. So that's where the recordings will be. Okay. All right, first day of class is fun because you get to learn about the syllabus, right? That's one of the exciting things of the day. Yay! So, I am a full-time employee, so, you can reach out to me, either by email or, I do have an office phone and as well as an office just around the hallway, just down the hall as you enter the building. That's where you can find my office. So I do have a QR code there on my office door. So if you want to meet and schedule an appointment, just use the QR code, and then you can find a day and time that works for you. Other than meeting for lectures, we will also meet on Tuesdays for lab. And that includes tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we will be meeting. So, what's that? A little bit downstairs from here, I believe. So we'll have some fun with that. So talk about fun things like safety, but also as well scientific method. And I'll bring some microscope slides of microorganisms for tomorrow as well. So we'll have a chance to go check those things out. So, I noticed that there's also a separate Blackboard course for the lab session, but I will not be posting anything there. So I'll provide all the materials that you will need for the lab session. So no need to buy anything for that. So I will bring like handouts basically, and also I'll provide like verbal instructions. So we'll work on your note taking for this course here. Okay, fun things like course description. So it's a little bit skewed there. There we go. Let's see, what else are we looking at here? Oh, there is a textbook for the course. I was assigned to teach this course less than a week ago, so it did take me a little bit of time to get things set up, like Blackboard, for example. But I was able to get the textbook information to the bookstore. I think it was like Friday, so it wouldn't surprise me if you go to the bookstore, there's no textbook there. So. But anyways, the information is there. We'll see how fast they can get the books in. But I do have all the PowerPoint slides for the textbook, uploaded to Blackboard for you, so you can access those for free. Those slides actually do a pretty good job of describing pretty much everything that's in the book. So just want to let you know that that's available for you. All right, lots of fun things. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy reading all of that. And then what you may be more interested in is like, how do you earn the A, right? Because everyone wants to get an A in the course. I hope that is your goal, right? And we're really looking at two main types of assessments, things pertaining to lecture, and then others relate to the lab session. So for the lecture, we're looking at exams. Yes, you love exams, don't you? Taking tests. So we're looking at things like like short answer, fill in the blank, multiple choice, true, false, that kind of stuff that everyone really loves. So we'll have 4 exams over the material in the class. Plus we'll have, I will collect notes. Yes, chapter notes. So this is to encourage your processing of information that's presented to you during class time, as well as presented in your textbook. So studies have actually shown that by either writing by hand or typing notes, on your computer or other devices that forces your brain to take information and put it in a form that's more easily understandable by you. Okay, so this is, not for me, this is for you, if that makes any sense. So the goal here is that, record notes on what you are learning, what you're being presented with, and then try and aim for at least 2 pages of notes per chapter that we're going to be reviewing. So you can adjust the font sizes and spacing on all that to hit that goal pretty easily. So aim for at least two pages there, and then I will collect those. I'll try and set up I don't know if does Blackboard allow you to upload files? Yes, okay, very cool. I'll try and set up a Dropbox. Is that what you call it? A Dropbox? Okay, I'll try and set up a Dropbox on the Blackboard for you so that you can upload your notes, by those exam dates. So in other words, in addition to helping you learn the information, your notes will also be a study guide or tool for you for preparing for the exams. Okay. All right, and you get points for it. Wow, super cool. And then at the bottom here, we will be meeting for the Tuesday lab sessions. Again, you can earn points by completing those assignments and turning those in as well. Now, I love microbiology because you get to set up a lot of fun experiments. So we'll set those up on Tuesdays, and the bacteria grow very quickly. And so that means like the next day we can actually see the results. So what does that mean for us? That means on Wednesdays we may take a little bit of time, in addition to learning material from the textbook, we may take some time to actually look at lab results on Wednesdays. Or if you're not here on Wednesdays, let me know and I can help you, get into the lab on Thursdays or even Fridays, if need be. So just be aware that we may need to jump into the lab on days other than Tuesdays, just because of the way the bacteria are growing and the way the experiments are set up. So more fun, more lab fun than just Tuesdays. All right, how do I get that A? Well, does an A minus count? Okay, sure it does. 90% or more of the possible points will get you that A or A minus, because that counts. All right, so this is the familiar percentage scale that you should be accustomed to from your other courses. Lots of more fun information here, which I believe you probably have seen before, because all I did was copy and paste the information that was that was provided to me for this. Does this look kind of familiar? Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good. And then the last thing we're going to take a quick look at here is the schedule. Yes, there is a schedule of when we will cover some of these different topics from your textbook, when the exams are, and also there's a lab schedule below that. Now I shared that I was tapped to teach this course a little bit less than 7 days ago. So before that, I had actually had made plans. I had already made plans before, accepting to teach this course. So, and I also have a full-time job too, as the director of the Institute for Health Studies. So there's like these directorship meetings that I'm supposed to be attending on certain days. And those meetings just happen to fall on Fridays at 1 o'clock, which is when this class is supposed to be meeting. So there may be some Fridays that, I won't be able to teach the course. So I'm gonna try and, master the technology here to, try and, record the lecture for you in advance. Or, if we move quickly enough, maybe we can use those days as a study day. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I mentioned that, I'd already, made plans, before a week ago. And one of those plans is actually in April here. So the week of, this is towards the end of the semester here. But I was actually invited by the folks at the University of Wisconsin at Madison to go there and to talk to their students. So I'm like invited speakers, what they call it. So I was like, why would anyone want to listen to me? I don't know. but somebody actually likes my lectures. So on that week there, I won't be on campus. So I'll be traveling and giving my talk at Wisconsin and then coming back. So that happens to fall on like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So there you have it. Okay. All right, so I don't know if you want to ask. So any questions about the our plans for the future for this semester here? Okay. Well, again, I'm a full-time employee, so I'm on campus 5 days a week. 8:30 to 5 p.m. So if you do have questions, I am around. Okay.
Doc.
Sure.
Is it final cumulative?
I think the way that it was set up is that it is no. let me double check that one. I think it was just these chapters here, I believe, is how it was set up. So maybe a better phrasing would be last exam. Last exam. All right. Other questions? All right.
There's no class the week of the 14th and you're out of town?
It's TBD.
Okay.
Let's see how things are standing at that point there. All right, now if I can figure out the system here, I should be able to find my PowerPoint slides somewhere. So let's see if we can figure out where that is. Okay, course information. Okay, here we go. So again, we're looking at the Blackboard course. I have a folder with PowerPoint slides, and then underneath that are the lecture slides, and I know that may seem kind of confusing there. PowerPoint slides are the ones provided by the textbook publisher, so that has like everything. Well, that's good, because you want everything, right? But we don't have enough time in class to talk about everything, so I kind of whittled those things down into more manageable segments, and those are going to be in the lecture slide folder. So this is what I will be using for our time together here. So let's take a look at this one here. We want to run the slideshow. Let's see, where do we go here? Let's go here. Okay, there we go. All right, time to earn those 10 points for making notes. So what does that mean? Well, It means like, start to, document your learning. So I know some of you may not be prepared, because you're thinking, oh, let's just do syllabus and go home. So, but next time, be prepared, right? Okay. Well, we're actually starting with chapter 1 in this textbook, which is entitled Microbiology, a Human Perspective. So chapter 1 is often an overview or summary of, various things in the textbook, as well as a little bit of a history lesson in there too. So we'll see that here. Starting talking about history. Look at that. I mean, you may have seen this these kind of sketches in some of your other intro biology courses. Do you remember seeing anything like this when you learned about cells? Or the microscope, the original microscopes. Do you remember seeing anything like this? Yes? No? Okay, that's okay. Well, how about some of these names here? I can't even pronounce that first one. What was that? Van Leeuwenhoek? Is that right? Robert Hooke, now there's a name I can pronounce there. So those are the ones that are credited with, at least, in our modern recorded history of describing microorganisms. So basically, what they did was, or at least Van Leeuwenhoek, taking water from an area lake, examining it, with the help of lenses, magnifying lenses, and then sketching, basically drawing what he saw. So these are tiny little organisms, right? They were termed microorganisms. Okay, and microorganisms can be found in more than just area ponds and lakes and streams. They can be found also, on our moldy bread too, for example. But Hooke is famous because he was the first to coin the term anyone? Robert Hooke. He came up with the term. Let's go with cell. Cell. The first one to term come up the word cell. So basically, what we're looking at are cells. Okay. Now this is a kind of an interesting picture over here. On the upper right-hand corner here, this is their version of a microscope. So because it's on a piece of paper there, it kind of gives you an idea of the scale. So it's pretty small device. But then you're going to see a tiny little hole here where they were able to put a piece of glass in there. That is the magnifying lens. And then you see this little like needle-like point there. That's actually where they fixed their specimen on. Like Robert Hooke was looking at the oak of the cork tree when he observed these cells. And then basically there's a little adjustment screw here that would change the distance between where the lens is and then where the object is that's being viewed. So that's the same concept still used today in our microscopes, right? But it's kind of interesting, what were what the original devices were that they were using. So we're talking about in microbiology small organisms that are often too small to see without the aid of these magnifying lenses. And it's kind of interesting that these are organisms that probably existed, like billions of years ago. So they're have an ancient lineage, and in many ways are more simpler. They're more primitive than the kind of cells that we see in your body. Okay. All right, we're going to continue our history lesson here, and that is with this notion called spontaneous generation. So it's kind of interesting to think that there was a time when people thought that living things could arise from dead things. Yes, living things can come from dead things. Let's think of some examples here. Well, let's go back to that lake water or pond water. Rather than coming from eggs, frogs were thought to come from the water itself. Oh my gosh! Let me give you another example. Have you heard of the legendary phoenix? The bird, the magnificent bird, would arise from ashes. That's dead stuff. So that's why it's so miraculous, right? Life coming from non-life. Okay. Do you believe in the legendary phoenix? If you do, you believe in spontaneous generation. Well, I think that's a super cool story, and so did others. And it took over 200 years to disprove spontaneous generation. Wow, that's a long time if you think about it. So, lots of experiments were done over that 200-year period, but this is the famous one that's described in your textbook. It was conducted by Louis Pasteur. You've probably heard of Pasteur, because he's the one, there's a process that is named after him. Do you remember the name of the process? Pasteurization, right? Pasteurization, like you've heard that with milk. So basically he invented that process of heating up milk to kill microorganisms, but not to boil the milk. Okay, so you heat it up sufficiently to kill microbes without turning milk into what? Into chunks of milk, the solids, because you would denature the proteins and cause coagulation. So no one wants to eat milk; they want to drink milk. Okay, so here's the famous experiment in a nutshell. On the left, they had a round bottom flask, and then there's an opening at the top. Inside of that flask, they filled it with water plus some like food material. So it could be like hay or straw back then. And then if this top here was open, microorganisms that are in the air would fall inside of the flask and use the food as fuel to multiply. So this liquid here would get all cloudy and stinky. Okay, now to demonstrate that life is coming from life that's in the air, Pasteur actually changed the shape of the opening of the glass. So it's kind of fun to work with glass because when you heat it up, you can change the shape. And so in this case, he changed it as this S shape, what they call swan neck, so that the opening's over here, and then at the bottom, he formed like a little trap, sort of like what you see in the bottom of our bathrooms underneath the sinks. You have like that trap there. And in this case, there was a trap for the microorganisms that are in the air that would fall into that opening. And because these microorganisms are a form of matter, they have weight to them. So they settle to the bottom of this bend here, and they do not enter the main part of the flask. So even though there's microbes there, and Pasteur was able to sterilize the contents of that with a flame, no life, no organisms formed from a non-living substance. Okay. But then when they tilted the flask to, so that the microbes in it would contact and enter inside the chamber, then we see multiplication and life appearing. Okay, so voila, we have now a new understanding that life comes from life, what we call biogenesis. Biogenesis. So think about this. Bio meaning life, Genesis meaning creation. Life is created from life. Okay. Sorry for those who believe in the phoenix, it doesn't work that way. All right, super cool stuff. All right, so what happened? What else happened in history? We now have we have the formation of the germ theory of disease. Germ theory. Germs? What are those? What do you think? What would be some other names, some synonyms for germs? Bacteria, maybe pathogen, right? Disease-causing organisms we call pathogens. So in other words, there's these living things that can cause disease. Now, I know we kind of already know that, but they're trying to imagine a time when people did not know that. And so, okay, if these pathogens are not responsible for disease, then what is? What were they thinking at the time? And so you can kind of go back and read some ancient papers and things like that. And then like even in the Bible, you can read that there was a time when they believed that sin, yes, sin was the cause of suffering and diseases. So in other words, you can read about the leprosy and the lepers and about how they were supposedly guilty of committing, crimes or whatever, and then they were being punished for their sins by coming down with the leprosy. So that was the understanding at the time that like you had done something wrong and that you were being punished for it with the disease. Okay. Well, we kind of actually think of it like that. We still think that way today. How many of you have heard, hey, you got a cold or you got a flu because you didn't wear your coat? Oh my gosh, you're a bad person. You're being punished. Okay, now we know it doesn't work that way. That there's actually these infectious agents called pathogens that are responsible for diseases. Well, how do we know all this stuff? Well, it comes about by how do we know what we know? And part of it's because of our understanding of science. And like tomorrow in the lab session, I'll give you a handout where you can work with others to look at some examples of where the scientific method was used to further our understanding of microbiology. So does this look kind of familiar to you? Yes. Okay. Good. So you want to solve a problem. A lot of times it's helpful to, ask a question about it first. Why is it that way? Like what is the cause of disease and suffering? And then come up with a tentative answer to your question, and that's your hypothesis. And then science is famous because you always see people in the laboratory or doing field work testing the hypothesis. They collect data that they can use to evaluate the hypothesis to see if it's correct or not, and then come up with a conclusion. Science is famous because it's based on empiricism. So empiricism relies on our senses in order to see, collect information about the world around us. So think about what are our 5 senses. We have, your vision, right? You can see things happening. What else? You can smell. You can hear. You can taste and touch. Okay. So it's used with those 5 senses. We collect information, data that we can draw conclusions with about the world that we live in. Yeah. All right. Maybe one more slide. Okay, maybe 2 more slides. This is fun stuff here. We have the term microbiome. So it's kind of interesting that you actually carry either on or inside of you all these microorganisms. And these are a normal part of who you are. So that's normal. They actually are very important for your health, your overall well-being. Like you may have heard that microorganisms can help with your food digestion. Like you probably have heard of, seen commercials about purchasing probiotics. So those are like living bacteria that can help your stomach and intestines. So the idea is that they not only help you break down foods, but they also produce chemicals that those substances actually make you feel better. So I know we talk about a lot of pets, right? Pets, why do you have so many pets? Why do you even own pets? Well, that's because they bring you joy and pleasure, right? And you have to feed your pet, right? Because if your pet's not happy, you won't be happy. In a way, your microbiome, like your intestinal bacteria, is like another pet that you carry with you every day. And when you eat, you feed your microbiome and keep your microbiome happy. If you don't feed your microbiome, or if you don't feed the food that it wants or desires, it will be unhappy and you will be unhappy. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so kind of think of the last slide here. This is a good one here. Now, if you know that you are carrying all these bacteria on your skin and inside yourself, so when you walk these hallways, it's not just you. It's you plus, thousands or millions of other organisms that you carry with you. You're not just super, you are a super organism. Because you're a conglomeration of living things. Like you may have heard of symbiosis, right? Where, two or more living things benefit each other in a mutualistic way, that's what you are. I know. Boom, right? You really are a super organism. All right, that's a great place to stop for today, right? And I will also, I'll hang out for a little bit, but otherwise, you can come up and talk with me, but otherwise I'll see all you super organisms tomorrow for our lab session. Now, I forgot to mention there's two different times, like there's a 10 o'clock time and a 1 o'clock time. So if you can't make your assigned time, just come to the other lab session. And try and do your best to make it to one of the two lab sessions there. Okay, have a great day, everyone.
Back to learning your lens. Gobble your lens. You can write them?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. You can write them.